thanks for joining us, guys. Second in a series of videos that we're doing with you guys. For those that don't know you, who are you?
Well, Circyl are the sister company of Quiss Technology. We're a business transformation and data focused business delivering solutions around the Microsoft stack. So from a technology perspective, that's like Power BI, Power Apps, Power Platform, SharePoint, CRM, Dynamics. And we work on a project by project basis, but everything from kind of requirements inception right through to supporting the customer on an ongoing basis.
I know you, Andy.
I didn't introduce myself. I can do that now. Hi, Jason Veteran. Managing Director of Circyl.
Yes. So thanks for that. Andy?
Andy McLean, Data and Analytics Director at Circyl.
Well done. Thank you very much. Now, Quiss obviously works quite heavily within UK law. You guys, UK law and food, is those two big verticals for you?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a number of law firm customers. We've got a number of quite household brand sort of mood. Quite a few household brands of food manufacturing. Yeah. Some of them are pretty big global businesses. But we do we do work in lots of other sectors. Recruitment, finance, our business generally serves kind of all verticals really, because the challenge that we address for our customers are agnostic of sector really. But yeah, we do have a lot of law and food type customers. Yeah.
The challenge is, digital transformation is a challenge across all sectors, all sizes of business can benefit from that now. So I think, whilst we build up a lot of knowledge by working with customers in a particular sector around what their particular business challenges are, really the data challenge or where people are to start with, I'd say is pretty consistent regardless of who we're working with, and that's great for us because it means we can get in immediately and add some real value quite quickly.
Yeah. And it's strange really because you get two completely different sectors, and for sake of argument, say a holiday company that are booking holidays and people and things like that, and then you've got, let's say, a recruitment company that are booking resource, but the need is very, very similar, although the actual verticals are completely different. Yeah. But what we bring to the party when we're talking to those customers is not compromising any IP because they're in completely different spaces, but bringing the principles and the practices and the patterns and stuff to both organisations so they both get the benefit.
We've been talking recently about a few things, and one of the things that always, one of the statements that really rings true for me is this Excel hell, and I quite like it because it rhymes as well. But the Excel hell, and I think every business is in that kind of Excel issue. How are you kind of finding the companies that you're working with when you engage? Is it true that they are seeing a real pain around the use of Excel in all departments?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Excel is probably the most widely used tool, I'd say, in any business, and it's because it's so flexible that it gets adopted and used as much as it does. I think that the problem though is that a lot of people get into what we call Excel hell for the right reasons. Something needs doing, there's a shortcoming maybe in terms of how data is captured or needs to be reported on, and Excel allows people that are familiar with the tool to quickly get in and start to build stuff, which is great. The challenge is that then becomes business critical, so that spreadsheet that you're reporting these key numbers then becomes the spreadsheet that has to be produced every month, every week, and it takes days, sometimes weeks in some of our customers' experience to build these things. It's created almost a tool that isn't really fit for purpose. Excel isn't that tool to do these kind of things, and I think that's where you see people get into what we call Excel hell, because once you've started you can't really stop, and we see this proliferation of Excel use, in some cases to run really key business processes. We've seen it used for booking systems. We see a lot of reports,
complaints,
lots of things that you'd say are really the business actually depends on, and you can imagine then it creates this whole dependency on people to keep that moving, and that's the real challenge with Excel hell, is that how do you stop once you get started?
And I'd imagine as well that in most businesses there's always a couple of people that are the gatekeeper to owning the Excel spreadsheet. And that can be limiting for companies.
Absolutely. We find that all the time because, usually Excel is used to drive board packs.
Yeah.
They've got a number of, line of business systems. It may be, finance, it could be HR, it could be other kind of people-based systems. And they're extracting information into Excel so they can kind of augment that data with other feeds from other data systems to then produce a board pack. And if someone's away on holiday and they can't do that piece, the whole process breaks down. And equally as well, it's always a look in the rearview mirror as well. It's always a pack of reporting that's actually already out of date as soon as you do that extract. That's why we try and move people from that Excel health situation into a centralised data platform that enables the automation of that data feeds coming into a central place to then enable us to automate the whole production of packs or reports or systems of any kind, really.
You soon hit limitations. As I said, Excel isn't really built for these kind of things that it ends up being used for. I mean, we saw it during the pandemic in the Midlands where COVID test results actually got cropped because someone didn't save the Excel spreadsheet in the right format and they lost loads of records. So again, using Excel for something that isn't really fit for purpose because it isn't a robust platform. It has these issues where we've all seen a spreadsheet becoming corrupt. If you're relying on that for running your whole business, that's a massive risk to anybody. And there's lots of other things in terms of how Excel is used that just don't lend itself to what it is actually intended to be used for. And you see people storing massive amounts of data in there, doing lots of manual manipulation to that, producing all sorts of numbers that maybe haven't been validated, data quality issues. And it's about using Excel for what it is good for, which is basically to view and actually analyse that data, but not to use it to manage and to manipulate it for reporting.
We get it sometimes with customers that say, we've got this Excel database, and we're like, it's not a database. And often when they've had this kind of spreadsheet of columns and rows that they've been adding to and they've been capturing data in, they're capturing the same type of data in different ways. They're spelling, female and male incorrectly. They've got, they should be using drop-down lists so that the data's captured in in a conformed way, and they've just not done that. And then when we try and take that Excel spreadsheet and import that into a system for reporting, or import it into a CRM system, or we're using that data to front up in a Power App, if the data's not being captured in a consistent way, then it just causes us problems further down the line. So it's about helping someone manage their data, in a way that it's secure and it's accurate and it's consistent.
I just want to kind of build on the Excel help piece as well. And when clients look to engage with Circyl, what pains are they feeling around Excel? What is the events that mean, this isn't right for me. This isn't right for my firm moving forward.
It can be quite a few different things, I think. Whether Jason touched on it earlier, that idea of the insights or the information taking too long to actually be made available to people to act on. So it might be that you're only finding out stuff too late. We often see monthly reports produced maybe 10 days into the next month, and then you've lost the chance to actually intervene and do something with what the information was telling you. And I think that's an example of the amount of effort of people's time that goes into these regular reports that maybe sometimes management teams aren't aware of exactly how much effort and time it's using up to produce these reports. Sometimes people can leave. So again, it's not uncommon for there to be an owner of that spreadsheet or that process internally. And if they leave, you've then got a massive problem, maybe not understanding how it works, or in some cases where it's kept, that report doesn't get produced. And also sometimes people just recognise that they need to be able to explore the information in a much more modern way as well. So sometimes people come at it from knowing there's a more efficient way to do this, and wanting to understand what the art of the possible is and see, with these modern tools now, what can be adopted or used to give them better insights.
I mean, also, I think it's accuracy and professionalism, isn't it? And to give you a real example, I was presented with an Excel spreadsheet from a law firm that had a summary of the time that was spent on a particular matter they were working on for me or for my previous company. And on there, they put some discounts on it. Yeah, they said, well, look, we've done this and we've done that, but we're, given the size of the job, all that sort of thing, we've adjusted it and that's the total. And they gave me the piece of paper in the meeting, then they sent the spreadsheet, and there was a mistake in it. There was an error in the calculation that they'd done. Yeah, so rather than a system that's got a proven calculation in it that's actually, producing consistent results, somebody had knocked a spreadsheet up and then put a calculation in. It was wrong, and it just, for me, I kind of thought, well, that's not great, really. And what I think businesses want is they want a consistent, accurate process that's trusted, with an audit on it that they can go back to and say, well, we know how that's being calculated because it's built into the system and it can't be done in the wrong way. And that's where Power Apps and stuff like that come in. So rather than keying in free format text or numbers into a spreadsheet, you're capturing that information that's got validation on it. It's got all sorts of other checks and balances in there to make sure that the data's captured correctly, because when that's used later on down the line to be, it's either printed out and presented to a customer or it's actually a report, that the data is actually accurate. I think that's one of the key things with Excel. It's free format, really, lets you do anything.
Yeah, we're a professional services business, the same as law firms. There's lots of commonality in terms of how our business operates. So when we're producing all of our reports and analytics for customers, that is the aggregation of all people's timesheet entries spent working on projects, similar to the way that fee earners would work on a legal matter and record their time. So again, having these different disparate areas of information within your business, but being able to bring it together into one place accurately and present to different audiences at different levels, that's the kind of thing that these modern systems and solutions can do. But in Excel, that's a lot of effort to first of all to bring it together, but then as Jason touched on, to do it accurately and consistently in a timely manner that you can actually use it. It's just so much of people's effort. I mean, we work with a business at the moment that had 3 people dedicated to producing regular reports, and it was taking them 2 weeks each, every month, 6 weeks of effort in every month, just to bring data together for reporting, not necessarily to do anything with the reports and act on it, just to actually, that dependency on those people to spend that amount of time and that cost that goes with it, simply just to pull information together, and all that now really should be something that you look to automate.
I mean, going back to the Excel health thing, obviously Excel is part of Microsoft 365 platform, and there's lots of products in that platform that a lot of our customers aren't even aware that they're there. So something like a Power App that is a way of us building a web application that can be serviced on a mobile phone, on a tablet, on a desktop, that they've already got license for. They've already got it in their arsenal. They're just not using it. And we can build then solutions that have got single sign-on, that are secure. So only the right people that have the right access can use those applications. We can security trim it so only certain people can read the information, only certain people can actually enter the information. With a spreadsheet, when someone's created that data, that information can go anywhere really. Someone can save it locally and attach it to an email and off it goes, and so there's no control over where that data kind of ends up. So so you've got SharePoint, a similar tool that's in part of the Microsoft 365 stack that a lot of people aren't utilising. Again, we're expert in kind of fusing those technologies together using the automation tools like Power Automate and Power Apps and Power BI and SharePoint, and making sure that we've got a fully rounded solution that shares that data amongst the applications and does it securely and accurately as well.
Thanks for the conversation. We'll put some details on the video below in terms of links to your websites and contact details. But thanks, gentlemen. Been nice.
Thanks.
Good. Cheers.